afternoon. Welcome to my Sound Healing Yoga Workshop. I'm Kristen Rubis. Thank you all for joining me today from wherever you are on this beautiful planet. So we will be together for the next hour and a half or so. So I just want to remind you to continue to honor yourself if you need to take a break. Obviously, if you need to get a sip of water or have a snack or something, just take this time for self-care, enjoying the music and the yoga, but also just taking care of yourself. I want to point out that I do have a downloadable PDF on my website, kristenrubis.com, on the online classes page. And so this is a PDF that you could print off. There's some sound healing information on one side and some chakra information on the other side. So I do a chakra workshop and we focus on that, but just know that there's information on my website for that. We are going to start today with some breathwork and meditation. And after that, you will take some time to set some intentions for your session today. And then we'll move into some gentle yoga, and then we'll move into you receiving the sound healing. And so, again, honoring your body's wisdom once we get into the yoga piece, making sure you're not taking it to that place of pain or discomfort with your yoga practice, and taking it gentle and easy. I want this to be a nourishing, relaxing experience for you. So take it more on the gentle side, rather than the more invigorating side. So I always just like to read a teeny bit from my sound healing handout. So I'm going to read a little paragraph here. While listening to sound healing, the brain relaxes into the theta state of brainwave. In this state, stress is reduced and energetic patterns begin to release. Sacred sound healing can alleviate pain, decrease inflammation, improve sleep, and create an overall sense of well-being. The rich resonance and vibration of sound healing awakens dormant cellular activity, supporting the body's natural frequencies and bringing the nervous system into more alignment. So yay for us that we get to experience this together today. So we are going to start with the breathwork and meditation. And so you're welcome to stay seated for this part. If you are going to stay seated, I suggest that you sit upon something so that your knees are slightly lower than your hips. So maybe get a pillow or a towel or a couch cushion, or if you happen to have a bolster. And if you're going to come onto your back, just finding that most comfortable position. If you need to have your knees bent, or if you need to have a bolster or pillow or something underneath your knees for support. So just take a few moments to make some adjustments, some movements. You might want to add socks or clothes or a blanket or a pillow. So just check in with your body, see if you need anything else to be completely comfortable. And just begin to allow the sound of the chimes and the sound healing instruments to relax your body, to help to calm your mind, to soften any tension, and to release what no longer serves you with grace and ease. So if you're comfortable to close your eyes, close the eyes, or just stay exactly as you are. We're going to take some time to begin to bring our attention to the breath, helping ourselves to settle into this moment. I'm going to offer a relaxing body scan to get more present in the body, and then we'll move into our pranayama and meditation. So just take some time, and if you'd like, you could even bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly to just begin to notice that rhythm of your breath. Begin to sense the expansion of your inhalation, so somewhere your body will expand. Maybe it's the belly. Maybe you sense the heart lift. Maybe you even feel your breath in the back and back body. So really just focusing on the inhalation, that expansion part of the breath for several rounds, noticing that. attention to the exhalation part of the cycle of our breath. So after your inhalation, that expansion, then everything begins to release back towards the spine. So just sense that in the body, feeling that exhalation release, noticing that essence of letting go. Noticing your exhalation. Exhale will release that attention, and now bringing your attention to the space between the breath. So after your inhalation, we have a slight pause. Our body goes into our exhale. And then after our exhalation, we have another slight pause. So take the mind to the spaciousness between the breath. Notice the pause. Sense the stillness. Softening your attention of the breath, and just allowing the natural rhythm of the breath to relax and calm. I'm going to offer a relaxing body scan. We're going to start from the crown of the head and working down to the tips of the toes. As I say these areas of your body, see how best you can just relax and soften. If you're lying on your back, really allow the weight of your body to sink into the earth and the floor. Releasing as best as you can. Relaxing in the forehead. Release in the jaw. Soften the muscles of the face. Relax any tension in the neck and the shoulders. Letting that relaxation flow into the arms, elbows, wrists, letting that energy flow out the palms of the hands and all 10 fingertips. Back to our front body, relax again in the chest and the shoulders. Soften the energy around the heart. Relax into the belly. The torso and back body, relax again in the shoulders and the shoulder blades. Soften the back of the heart into the mid-back. Relax into your low back and all the way down into the sacrum. Relax every part of the upper body. Relax the pelvis. Release any tension in the glutes and the hips. Letting that softening travel down into the legs and the thighs, down into your knees, front and back of the calf and the front leg. Relaxing into the ankles, letting that energy out the soles of the feet and all the tips of the toes. Relaxing and releasing with each breath. And for the next 3 rounds of breath, say inside your mind, I am ready to let go of, and you fill in the blank for 3 breaths. Into a breathing exercise Working with a balancing breath, we're going to inhale for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts. If you have a clear nasal passage today, working with your breath in and out the nose, I suggest you count the breath in your mind to just help guide the mind to stay with the breath. So 1, 2, 3, 4 as you take a breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4 as you take a breath out. Sometimes doing finger mudras can kind of also help keep the mind connected into the breath cycle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go back to the index finger. So see if those could be tools to support you staying with your breath. Otherwise, just counting. I'm going to do a couple rounds with you, and then you can continue to work with this breath on your own. We're going to do this breath work for about 2 minutes. And if going up to 4 feels too much of a stretch or a great effort for the body, then just start with 3. Inhale 3, exhale 3, and then maybe work up to 4, and maybe you get up to 5. But let it be a natural, easeful process rather than efforting to lengthen in the breath. All right, if you stayed seated, if you're still seated, cultivate again that nice tall spine as you soften your shoulders down the back body. And if you're on your back, just maybe rock the hips side to side, just becoming a teeny bit more comfortable. And then moving into our pranayama, inhaling 4 and exhaling 4. We'll begin together, inhaling 4 and exhale 4. Inhale 4 and exhale 4. Again, inhale and exhale. Continue in this way, incorporating the balancing breath for 2 more minutes, inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 4 counts. With your next exhalation, we'll release the breath work, returning back to the natural rhythm of your own breathing. And then we'll move into our simple meditation. On your inhalation, mentally affirm, I am. And on your exhalation, mentally affirm, filled with peace. Other thoughts may come to the mind, just letting them pass and coming back to the meditation. I am filled with peace. For 2 minutes, make any adjustments if your body could be more comfortable. I am filled with peace. exhalation will release the meditation, once again returning back to the breath. Take a moment to sense any changes in the body or the mind. Let's just take the hands to the heart center, Anjali Mudra. Bow slightly to the hands, taking a moment to honor yourself for being here this afternoon. Sunday self-care with sound healing and yoga. Taking time out just for you. So whatever you need today, let the music, the intention, the vibration, the yoga, let it bring that to you. And release what no longer serves you. Let's share one Om so that we can open our sacred space together. Taking a deep breath in to begin, please. Inhaling. If you are on your back for the breathwork and meditation, take a long stretch and make your way up to seated to join us. We're going to begin our gentle yoga practice seated. And if you stayed seated for your meditation and breathwork, let's extend our legs out long, shake out the knees a little bit. And then we're going to take the hands behind us, fingertips pointing towards your body. I'm just going to shoot this a very special. I just want Rosie out of the way. Okay. So hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards your body. Release your feet out towards the side edges of the mat or wider than your hips if you're not on a yoga mat. And just simply rock the legs side to side like windshield wipers on a car. Finding that pace and rhythm that feels best to your body rather than mirroring exactly what I'm doing. You could inhale to one side and exhale to the other. Nice and slow. Good. The next time your legs land over to your right side, let's release them to the floor. And then look down to your left hand for a little double knee down twist. So legs in the opposite direction. And if this is uncomfortable for any reason, to just allow the legs to release on their own, then you could prop something between your knees or something underneath that lower knee to offset that intensity. Come back to your breath. Inhale, head and knees back to center, and then exhale over to the other side. Legs will go to the left as you gaze down to the right hand. Nice deep breaths here. Good, and inhale back to center. So just coming to a comfortable seated position. If cross-legged isn't comfortable for you, you could extend one or both legs out. You could also just bring the soles of your feet together and just let the knees come out to the side. So just see what feels best to your body. Let's take the palms facing down in the knees. Find that nice tall spine. You can imagine you've got a little string being tugged from the crown of the head. So nice long tall spine. Take a deep breath in. With your exhalation, just begin to make simple circles with your torso. Circling up towards your feet and rounding back towards your hips. So just some gentle, simple hip circles. Moving as fast or as slow as feels good to your body. Gently beginning to open up in the hips and the low back. Move with your breath. Good, and then the next time you come up towards the front, reverse directions, opposite way. Return back to center. Side bend flow. Let's take the right hand to the floor. We're going to inhale and exhale the left arm overhead, hinging over to the side. Keep your sits bones rooted to the floor as best as you can. We're not lifting our buttocks off the floor. Inhale, return to center. Exhale over to the other side. So continue in this way a few more times. Opening up, lengthening in the side waist and the side body. Good. Next time you land over on your right side, let's hold there together for several breaths. So the top palm can face the floor. Let that top shoulder soften down the back body. So you can kind of even see just whoop, let that shoulder blade sink into the back. Sits bones rooted. Nice deep breaths here. Inhale, return to center. Exhale over to the other side. Deep, sweet breaths here. Inhale back to center, and we'll exhale here as well. Cat-cow flow. Take the hands to the knees. Find again that nice tall spine. Take a deep breath in. With your exhalation, we're going to tuck the chin towards the chest as we arch back to cat back. Press the spine directly behind you. And then inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, heart comes forward, gaze to the ceiling and cow spine. Good. Exhale back to cat back. Inhale into cow spine. So continue in this way. Again, if you want to begin to create heat in your body, you could be starting to go a little bit faster. If you're just kind of first movement of the day, take it nice and slow. Our spines are giving thanks to us. Our immune system is giving thanks. So get some cat-cows in each day. It's such a great gift to the spine and the nervous system. We've got 3 more here. Good, last one. And turning back to center. Let's extend the legs out, shake out your knees a little bit. If you want, take your opposite leg in front to keep the hip flexors evened out, and if not, that's okay too. So we're going to take the arms into cactus arms or goddess warrior arms. And so see if you can keep kind of the elbows up, and you can either spread the fingers so you're kind of engaging the fingers, or just keep them closed to reserve energy. See what feels good to you. We're just going to do a simple seated twist. So we're going to inhale to the left and exhale to the right. Okay, one more in this direction, and then we're going to switch the breath cycle. So come back to center. And now we're going to inhale to the right and exhale to the left. Fast as slow as you'd like. One more in this direction. Good. Come back to center. Float the arms down, transitioning to shoulder circles. Letting any tension in the shoulders or the neck release with the breath. Good, reverse directions, opposite way. And release. Settle back to the sits bones so core muscles are engaged, reaching through the crown of the head to lengthen in the spine. Take the hands alongside your hips. We're going to inhale the shoulders up to the ears, exhaling with a ha as we let them go. Inhaling up. Inhale. Once more. Good. Take the shoulders back to your ears. Roll them behind you. Soften down the back body. Keeping shoulders behind you, we're going to take the palms facing down back to the knees. And we're going to exhale the left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale gently back to center. Exhale over to the right side. Inhale, center. Exhale, take the chin towards the chest. Inhale, center. Exhale, gaze up to the ceiling. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, returning to the right side to old. So tilting the ear towards the shoulder rather than lifting your shoulder to meet the ear. Keep those shoulders softening down away from the ears. You can also reach the muscles on the left side of the neck up towards the ceiling for a little isometric stretch. And also just make sure you're still on the sits bones with a nice tall spine. Return to the breath. To increase in that stretch a little bit, you could extend your left arm out to the side, fingertips near the floor. One more breath here. Hand comes back to the knee. Inhale the head gently back to center. Exhale over to the other side. Deep, sweet breaths here, sending breath up into the shoulders and the neck, helping to soften tension with your breath. Relax your jaw, soften the face. Nice deep breaths. like to increase in that stretch slightly, you could extend your right arm out to the side, fingertips near the floor. Good, hand comes back to the knee. Inhale the head gently back to center. Exhale, take the chin towards the chest. And now we're going to inhale as we roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. Exhale, sweep the chin towards the chest over to the other side. So a few more times in this way. Slow, mindful movements of the neck, accompanied with a slow, mindful breath. Three more in each direction. Good, and then let's take the chin back towards the chest. Hanging here for a couple of breaths. Practice breathing up the back body, reaching the back of the skull towards the ceiling. Good, inhale the head back to center. Exhale, gaze up to the ceiling. Now imagine you've got a paintbrush on the end of your nose, painting an arch or rainbow going side to side. Make sure this is okay for your body. If it's uncomfortable for your neck, then just keep going, making hearts, making smiles over your heart with the chin along the chest. Three more in each direction. Last one. Good. Take the head back to neutral. Close your eyes if that's okay, or just focusing on a stationary point. We're going to take 3 integrating breaths here. See if you can invite your breath all the way up into the shoulders and the neck. Big breath in. Another nice deep breath. One more full breath. Good, extend your legs out, shake out the knees a little bit. So legs are extended, and then let's take the right sole of the foot into the left inner thigh. We're gonna do a forward fold and a twist. Just arranging for bowl movement. Okay, so that left leg is extended, and let's flex the foot of the left leg, so then the left leg, all that musculature is engaged. The goal of the right knee is to encourage it towards the floor. Everybody's got different flexibility and whatnot, so your knee might be higher up in the air. If it is, prop something underneath your knee so that you can relax and it can be supported rather than you efforting to hold it in the air. So see if you need any support for that right knee. Okay, then take the hands alongside your hips. Come back to the sits bones so the core muscles are engaged. Finding that nice tall spine as you reach to the crown of your head. Take the hands alongside your hips. So left foot is flexed, right knee is working towards the earth. And now we'll transition towards our fold. So inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, reaching to the crown as you hinge at the hips coming towards your left leg. So the toes are not the goal here, just lengthening in the back of your own leg. When you feel a stretch in the back of the leg, then hang there with your breath. You don't need to get the hands to the toes. You could take a strap across the foot if you have that support, or a belt or a scarf. Otherwise, just place the hands alongside your thigh, your knee, your calf, wherever is comfortable. Rather than rounding our shoulders towards the leg here, let's try to invite more of a flat back. So keep the shoulders pressing and the shoulder blades pressing towards the back body or back behind you. I still have that left foot flexed. Encouraging my right knee towards the earth to open up that hip flexor and get a little stretch in that right adductor. And then you could just gaze down to your left knee to keep the neck in nice alignment with the spine. Stay with your breath as you notice the lengthening in the back of the leg. Good, 3 more nice deep breaths. All right, we're going to transition towards our twist. So inhale, take your hands towards that front foot, back overhead. Exhale, left hand lands at the right knee and right hand comes behind you. So that right hand, those fingertips are pointing away from your body, but rather than leaning into that back hand, still stay on the sits bones at the nice tall spine. So kind of use your that arm behind you as kind of like a kickstand on a bike to just help keep the spine nice and tall. I still have a flexion in my left foot. And then look over your right shoulder as best as you can and return the mind to the breath. Two more breaths. And we'll take a little twist to the other side. So inhale the arms back overhead. Exhale, right hand comes to the outer part of the left knee. The left hand can just come towards by the hip and just looking a little bit to the left. Exhale back to center. Extend both legs out again. Shake up the knees again. And then we'll transition that twist to the other side. So left sole of the foot comes into the right inner thigh. Okay, so switch that flexion now on the right foot. So I've got my right foot flexed and my left knee is towards the floor. Take a prop or something underneath that left knee if that needs support on that side. Excuse me, come back to the sits bones. Press your belly button towards your spine so core is engaged. Find that nice tall spine. Here we go. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, reaching through the crown as you hinge at the hips coming to the right side. So our bodies are beautifully balanced in different ways. So just if you need extra support on this side or if you're more tight on this side, back out a little bit. Let the body warm with the breath and then you can lengthen and go deeper into the pose. But start off nice and gentle. Stay with the breath, making any modifications. And then just sensing that lengthening in the body. Three more nice deep breaths. All right, transition towards our twist. We'll inhale, take the hands towards that front foot back overhead. Exhale, now right hand comes to the left knee, left hand behind you, twisting towards your bent knee. Back fingertips are pointing away from the body. I definitely can feel like I can go deeper in the twist here on this side, and I think it's because of my neck on my right side is more tight. So it's amazing to just explore and learn and stay curious about the body. Keeping that right foot flexed. Also let your shoulders soften down the back. 3 more breaths here. And now we'll take that little twist to the other side. So inhale the arms back overhead. Left hand comes to the outer part of the right knee. Right hand can come to the side, just looking to the right. Great, back to center. Extending that leg out, shake out the knees. All right, what's our time here? Good amount of time. I'll play about 45 minutes. Okay, so we've got about 7 to 10 more minutes of yoga. Let's come on to hands and knees. So I have a cushion here. If you need any support underneath your knees, grab some kind of support for yourself. We're going to line here the wrist under the shoulders and then the knees under your hips. So you're going to have space between the hands as well as your knees. If you get here and the wrists are uncomfortable, you could take your hands to fists. You could also roll up something to support underneath the heels of the hands. I've got hyperflexible elbows, so they might look a little different, but just do keep a little flexion in your elbows, protecting those ligaments. We're going to move into a cat-cow flow, so start by just lifting your belly button to your spine, and just feel what that engagement feels like. We're going to keep that engaged for most of our practice here in table, to just really protecting in your low back. So again, take that belly button to the spine, and you can sense that core engagement. We're going to move into a cat-cow flow, so take a deep breath in. With your exhalation, we'll arch up into cat back. So you'll keep your core engaged here as you lift the belly button to the spine and the back of the heart to the sky. Lift the spine to the sky. And then inhale into cow, lifting tail, gazing up, and just let the belly be soft here. And then begin to flow with these two. So exhale as you arch up into cat back, engaging core. And inhale into cow, releasing core. Continue in this way a few more times. Awakening the spine, boosting.
boosting our immune system.
last one here. And coming back to center. We're going to do a wrist stretch, so if you're okay to sit back on your heels, if that's uncomfortable for any reason, you can take yourself up to the knees, or just offset onto a hip. You could also take a little deeper stretch for the foot here, if this is okay, by tucking your toes under. So if you want a little fascial stretch for the feet, tuck them under. We're going to take our fingertips together, making bird's beaks with the hands, and rotate your wrist around in circles. Reverse directions, opposite way. All right, we're going to move into a child's pose flow. So come back to table, and then we're going to take our knees wider than our hips. So if you are on a mat, out towards the side edges of the mat, otherwise just wider than your hips. And then take the big toes towards the center midline. Okay, so knees are wide, toes are at the center, midline, and then walk your hands 1 or 2 inches away from your body. So 2 movements we're going to flow with here. We're going to inhale as we lift the chest, chin, and eyes up to the ceiling. So I've got weight in both hands and all 10 fingers. And then exhale as you release back and push yourself back to child's pose. Inhale as you come up, releasing in our low back. And then exhale, sinking back into the hips. So move with your breath. I definitely have padding underneath my kneecap, so if you need any support, make sure you get that support for your body. Find the flow, move with the breath. A few more times here. Good, so one more flow, and then next time you come back to child's pose, we'll hang in Balasana for several breaths. So you can take your forehead to the floor with your arms extended, or your arms could be alongside your body. If the forehead doesn't naturally reach, you could stack a couple fists on top of each other to rest upon. So see which version of child's pose feels best to your body. Once you settle there, relaxing in your low back and your hips, sinking the body into the earth, releasing a little bit with each exhale. 5 more deep, sweet breaths. One more full breath. Good, walk the hands back towards the body, bring the knees back towards each other, and we're going to transition on to our backs. We're going to do a little bit of yoga on our back, and then you'll stay on your back as I transition to offering lovely sound healing. So once you make your way onto your back, take your feet wider than your hips. Arms are going to come out to a T. Palms to the floor. I'm at a slight T because of bowls, but you make yourselves out to a T. So palms to the floor. Keep your shoulder blades connected to the floor. We're just going to begin to sway the legs side to side. I can't fully sway here because of my bowls, but you can. And we're just going to keep the head forward for now. So let's inhale the legs to one side and exhale the legs to the other. And now moving into a little twist flow. So begin to look in the opposite direction of your knees, letting this gentle twist travel further up the spine. A couple more times to each side, and then we're going to hold. Good. Next time your legs land over to your left side, let's release them to the floor. Coming into a double knee down twist, looking in the opposite direction of your knees. Deep, sweet breaths here. Inhale, head and knees back to center. Exhale, legs over to the right side as you gaze to the left hand. Nice deep breaths here. Try to just allow the weight of your legs to release towards gravity. Good. Inhale inhale, head and knees back to center. So keep your knees bent, but bring your feet to hips distance apart. So align the ankles below the knees. With your next inhalation, take the right knee towards the right shoulder, coming into Apanasana pose. So you could interlace on top of the knee or underneath the knee along the hamstrings. See what feels best to your body. You might like a little tuck of the chin towards the chest to lengthen out the cervical spine and the neck. And then see about your left knee. Do you want to keep that left knee bent, or do you want to extend that leg all the way to the floor? See what feels best to you. If you're going to extend that leg to the floor, flex the foot so that that side stays engaged. And if you go to extend and it's like, ooh, something is uncomfortable in the low back or sacrum, then just simply take your left foot back to the floor. That'll offset that intensity. Come back to your breath. Begin to send some breath down into your right hip. Good. One more nice deep breath. And then with that exhalation, begin to make simple circles with that right knee, starting in a clockwise position. You could have 0 to 2 hands on the knee. You don't have to have a hand on the knee. You can just simply rotate that leg around. I think I'll just stay here doing that. Opening up in that hip flexor. Next time the knee comes toward your body, reverse directions. Good. Take that right knee back to Apanasana, interlace with the hands or not, and then ankle circles on that right side, starting again in a clockwise position. And reverse directions. All right, take your right foot to the floor and bring your left foot to the floor. Take a resting breath here, big breath in. Take another deep breath in, and with that exhalation, take the left knee towards the left shoulder, Apanasana to the other side. So see if you want to interlace with hands or strap on top of the knee or underneath the knee along the hamstrings. See about your neck, if you want to tuck the chin or not. And then once you get settled here, see what feels good for your right leg. Do you want to keep that right knee bent, or would you like to extend that leg to the floor? So see what feels best on this side, Apanasana to the other side. And then again, once you get settled in the posture, then begin to send some breath with your intention and attention down into your left hip. Nice deep breaths. Good. 2 more nice deep breaths down into the hip. And we'll begin our knee circles, hip circles. Rotating that leg around, opening up more now in the left hip flexor, moving as fast or as slow as feels good to your body. Next time that leg comes towards your body, reverse directions, opposite way. Good. Return that knee back to Apanasana and then ankle circles. And one more time, reverse directions. And release. Let's extend the left leg out. Both legs are extended and reach both arms overhead. Come into a full body stretch, reaching from tips of toes to tips of fingers. Yawning, releasing, letting go. All right, we're going to transition into receiving sound healing. So I would suggest to add some socks and clothes, or grab a blanket and a pillow, wanting to be as cozy as possible. Receiving sound for the next half hour or so. just getting as comfortable as possible. Making adjustments in our movements. Closing your eyes if that's okay. And just begin to invite yourself to come into a peaceful state of deep relaxation. Setting any intentions that you may have for your session today. Stating things that you'd like to bring into your life. Stating things that you're ready to let go of. I'm going to leave about a minute of silence at the end of the sound for integration. As we are in this season of eclipses, we have another eclipse tomorrow. Let these vibrations bring balance, bravery, resilience, and peace to all on this precious planet. 2 minutes of silence for integration. Slowly bring your attention back to your breath. Deepening and lengthening in the breath. As you deepen in the breath, begin to invite gentle movements to your body, wiggling fingers and toes, circling wrists and ankles. If you'd like, extending legs out long, reaching arms overhead into a full body stretch. And then making any other movements to awaken your body. You could sway the legs side to side, you could bring the knees to the chest, you could come into a twist. After the movements that feel good to you, then roll to your right side and hang there for a few more moments. You could use your lower arm to support your head, or maybe you're already on a pillow, but resting on your right side for several more breaths, just continuing to integrate. If you're okay to keep your eyes closed, to just keep your experience inward. Using the strength of your hands, elbows, and arms, gently lifting yourselves up to a comfortable seated position. Take your time. So as you come back up to seated, let's take the palms facing down on the knees. I'm going to close the eyes, but just closing eyes or focusing on a stationary point or the screen. Just coming back to the rhythm of your own breath. Sensing the vibration still flowing through the body and the nervous system and the chakra system. Sensing your sits bones rooted to the earth as you extend your crown to the cosmos to lengthen in the spine. Taking some rounds of breath to practice self-sensing, noticing any differences or changes that before we began together this afternoon. And then let's return to a few rounds of the balancing breath, inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 4 counts. Begin together, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. Again, inhale. And exhale. 2 2 more rounds on your own. And then turning the palms to the sky, receiving these words by Louise Hay. Deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love. I now allow this love to flow to the surface. It fills my heart, my body, my mind, my consciousness, my very being, and radiates out from me in all directions and returns to me multiplied. The more love I use and give, the more I have to give. The supply is endless. The use of love makes me feel good. It is an expression of my inner joy. I love myself, therefore. I take loving care of my body. I lovingly feed it nourishing foods and beverages. I lovingly groom it and dress it, and my body lovingly responds to me with vibrant health and energy. I love myself, therefore. I provide for myself a comfortable home, one that fills all my needs and is a pleasure to be in. I fill the rooms with a vibration of love so that all who enter, myself included, will feel this love and be nourished by it. I love myself, therefore. I behave and think in a loving way to all people, for I know that which I give out returns to me multiplied. I only attract loving people in my world, for they are a mirror of what I am. I love myself, therefore. I forgive and totally release the past and all past experiences, and I am free. I love myself, therefore. I live totally in the now, experiencing each moment as good, and knowing that my future is bright and joyous and secure. For I am a beloved child of the universe, and the universe lovingly takes care of me now and forevermore. And so it is. Take the hands back to the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Bow slightly again to the hands. Bow to yourself. Bow to this moment. Honoring yourself for taking time out for self-care, for health and wellness. May we find balance, power, and strength within this eclipse season. And may our bodies be nourished, strong, and healthy for this new year to come. And we'll share one more Om to close our sacred space. Taking a deep breath in to begin, please. Inhaling together. We'll end by praying for peace with one Om, 3 Shantis, and 3 pieces. Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May we carry it into our worlds. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me for my sound healing yoga workshop. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you next time.